Yeah, thank you very much, Emma. Really looking forward to this one. Just quickly run through the teams. Keighley will line up with Young at full-back, Graham, Crooks, Story and Nagaro in the back five. Star half-backs of Chisholm and Gale. Up front, it's Santi, Keswick and Trout, Robson, Levy and Adebayi loose forward. A bench of Gale, Parker, Everett and Spence. And then the Featherstone star lineup is Aikens at full-back, Briscoe, Hankinson, Hardcastle and Gale. Another quality half-back partnership in Ford and Dean for Featherstone. Up front, the reliable James Lockwood, Wildy and Springer, Day, Taylor and Koza. And a bench of Jones, Kopchak, Yeh and Cooper.
It's so important Keighley get off to a good start. Just to sort of settle the nerves and give them a little bit of a confidence boost. But I think, again, the longer they're in the contest, the pressure then starts to swing on Featherstone, because ultimately Featherstone are expected to win here this evening. Now, they're the favourites coming into the game, but the longer Keighley stay in the contest, the more confidence and belief grows, and who knows what happens.
And looking at the size of the field, I wouldn't be surprised if Luke Keighley were practicing his kickoffs pre-match. I think he'll be looking for a few 40-20s tonight.
100%.
Certainly will. So here we go, game on, first game of the season live on Viaplay, and it's Keighley who'll have the first touch of the ball. Keswick is at dummy half, just pops the ball up to his front rower, and Santi drives in, and a couple of metres gained. Keswick again up dummy half throughout the evening, and some good shots coming in there. Gadwin Springer from big Featherstone front rower leads the line up, and Keighley struggling to get those yards. Keswick, little short ball, and again, second carry of the set, and Keighley just taking the yards that are on offer, and that was a big charge up the middle, and that's a really good carry from Adebayi, and he gets over the halfway line. This will be the last one. They'll go to Chisholm. Chisholm's going to put the ball high up into the air, into the night sky. It's a decent kick, good take, good set, good play all round, great take, Kev.
It's exactly what you want at the start. They've made no secret where they're going, straight through the middle, and come up with a great kick from Dane Chisholm and an energetic kick chase that gives them chance now to get the fans vocal and behind this team.
It certainly does, and now Featherstone running up that hill. Maybe it doesn't seem a bit of a hill on TV, but I can certainly tell you it is, Hendo, isn't it? It's hard coming out of that bottom corner.
It certainly is. Oh, looked a bit high there from Keswick, but referee says play on.
Does indeed. Wildy's at dummy half, gets the pass away to Lockwood. A couple of metres gained by him. Wildy again at dummy half, gets the ball back to Riley Dean, and this time it's Riley Dean's turn to kick. Young's back and on his bike, and he takes it on the full. Makes 10 yards, runs to his left-hand side, finds a little hole and almost through, and a good return there, Hendo.
He's, like I said, he's a live wire, he's quick, genuine pace, and that's one thing Featherstone will have to get right this evening, is their kick chase, because if it's broken field, Lewis Young will exploit it.
Graham with the first carry. Here's Ben Crooks. Vastly experienced Ben Crooks, lots of Super League clubs under his belt. Plays the ball through the middle to Luke Gale. Luke Gale's going to link in down that far side and gets the pass away to Young. Young gets rid of Jonathan Ford, but Day comes in to complete the tackle just over the halfway line. Little short pass, and Levy will pick up a couple of metres. Again, it's the last one. This time the will come to Luke Gale, and he'll just dink it over the defence to test him at the back for Aikens, but Aikens again, experience, takes the ball, and he makes a couple of yards from his own line, Kev.
Yeah, and it's not where he wants to be starting the set, right in the corner, and that's another good kick. The chase wasn't quite as good on the first set, but Reece Lovegrove would be really happy with the first opening sets from Keighley.
Yeah, he will do. Featherstone just driving the ball up the middle. Wildy again at dummy half, comes to his left-hand side and finds Gadwin Springer, who almost through the tackle, but he's up to his feet quickly and plays the ball. Featherstone on the front foot. That look forward from Ford. Referee says no, play on, and almost through the line with Featherstone there, but now it's a pass, it's behind, and it's into touch, and first mistake of the afternoon, or the evening should I say. Keighley will be delighted with the start. 3 minutes on the clock, Hendo, and crowd getting into the game, no score, they'll be happy.
Absolutely, like you said, I mean, they've had two sets where they've just gone forward, they've got to a kick, and they've turned the ball over on their terms, finishing inside the opposition 10 metres, and Featherstone, there was a nice little sort of play around the ruck there that was forward back on the inside to Aiken there, almost created half a chance, but as a result, the next play, Matty Wildy throws the ball in the touch, doesn't find the man, and whether they clocked off there or not, but it's a great opportunity now for Keighley as they advance into good ball field position.
Absolutely. Keswick, not the best pass, it's out the back and finds the floor, but Keighley pick the ball up, and Featherstone Wildey makes the tackle. Back to the front row of Santi, and he will just take on the yard. Some big challenges in there, and this time it was Springer involved. Shoulder to shoulder. On the front foot is Chisholm, dances away from one, tries to skip away from Springer, but he wraps him up in a bear hug and throws him to the floor. Keswick again at dummy half, everything to the right. That's where they'll go, linking in with Luke Gale. Luke Gale goes wider to Young. Young is tackled, and again it's the last one. Keighley completing the sets, getting through them, getting to the last. Gale again will just put it over the top and make Atkins bring the ball off from his own line, which he takes the ball on the full, hands it onto his wing, Gareth Gale, and he'll be tackled 10 metres from his own line. And guys,
yeah, and I think that's probably a strength that doesn't get spoke about a lot for Luke Gale. His patience, he won't go away from what's working. He's giving his side a chance. I'd just like to see him fill up the short sides a little bit. What Featherstone are doing, the wrapping, and then John Ford is looking really dangerous already at the start of this game on this left edge. We'll just need to put more numbers around him if they're going to keep him out.
Keighley all offside. There'll be a penalty just short of the halfway line. Ford will kick to touch, and you talked about good ball sets, and this will be Featherstone's real first opportunity of attacking Keighley's line.
Well, it certainly will be, so it'll be interesting to see what sort of plays they've got up their sleeve. But I think for now they'll just want to ask a few questions of this Keighley defensive line and just finish with a good outcome to the end of set and hopefully build some pressure.
Well, indeed. Here goes Springer again at full charge. Some big contacts in that middle of the field, and Springer's put to the floor. He's 12 metres away from the line. Wildey goes down the short side, gets the pass away, attacking the line. Featherstone, and Atkins is there. He's held up almost on the goal line. Wildey tries to pinch one from dummy half. He's got over the line. Can he get the ball down? No, he can't. Keighley just about forcing back into the field of play. Taylor's at dummy half. Spins the ball to his left-hand side. Coming through hands to Lockwood. Lockwood will just charge the ball forward. He's in the middle of the field, 5 metres away from the line. Not the best play of the ball, but here goes Ford. Ford links in with Atkins. Atkins is brought down on this far side by good defence. Now it's back to Ford, gets the pass away, good angle against the grain from Hankinson. Can he come against the line? No, he can't. And the referee will say that's the last one, and the turnover, and again Keighley will be delighted with that defence, Hendo.
Yeah, they certainly will be. Great goal line defence here from the Cougars. But Featherstone won't be too displeased. They asked a few questions of the Keighley defensive line, and they finished in a corner there on their own terms. So now they just need to front load energy defensively and restrict Keighley's go forward coming down this hill.
Yeah, 6.5 minutes gone. No score here. Via play. Good to be back. Oh, interception, offloading the tackle from
Adebayi,
yes, was, and Ford just round the back. It's all good half-backs and just pinched the ball. And again, Featherstone only 10 metres away from the line with that mistake from the Cougars. They go to the right, and Riley Dean, that run threat that Kev Brown talked about pre-game, is in full motion there as he goes to the line. He's a big unit, 7 on his back, a yard away from the line. He'll play the ball to Wildey. Comes the flat pass it to his loose forward Koza's held up by a 3-man Keighley tackle, but again knocking on that line, almost over the line, and this time Lockwood will drop the shoulder.
He's so short on this end.
Meters, numbers to the left. Here goes Ford, gets the pass away. It's not the best, and again Jonathan Ford will not be happy. It was 4 on 3, chose to run past Kev.
Well, that's the second time, and this will be giving Keighley energy. It's giving the crowd energy, but they've had 2 opportunities now where there's been numbers and it's been poor execution. They could have had them there if, in a training game, Endo, 4 on 3. That's for a calibre of player like John Ford. You'd expect him to come up with a better player.
Yeah, you expect him to pick the pass when you make the right decision. But I think it was on the play before. I think Kopchak out the back. I think if he'd have just, rather than taking into the line and just released that ball early, I think there was an opportunity to score on that left edge here. They had the numbers.
Did indeed, Keighley. They need to complete this set. Here goes Santi. Hits hard. On the floor now, though. Dummy half will be Keswick. Again, Keighley just 1 man out, taking the 10 metres on offer. To the right-hand side again, Santi heavily involved, gets the pass away to Luke Gale. Wouldn't we thank him too much for that pass, as he's hit really hard by Featherstone defenders. Slow play the ball.
Set restart there, Craig. The referee's given 6 again.
Yeah, so Keighley will be happy with that. Keswick again at dummy half on the halfway line. Goes to his left-hand side into Chisholm. Little inside pass. Keighley just taking the metres that are on offer. This time they'll come to the right. Links in with Gale. Gale further wide to Young, who looks dangerous off that right foot step. Ford there to hold him up with Day and with Springer. Down the short side again, Gale first running opportunity for him.
Oh, good tackle.
Gets the pass away to his centre, but what about the shot from Hankinson? Big defence there from...
Oh, another shot
forward.
there.
Referee says play on, but good play from Keighley. Some big shots going in as Hendo's getting excited as he always does with the defence. Chisholm gets the ball away, kicking behind. Bounds off the Featherstone player and into the arms of Gadwin Springer. And yeah, some decent play from the Cougars there, Kev.
Yeah, probably say that's the best set. Came up with a decent kick at the end and put them in the right spots. It's an offload out the back. They just need to back it up with some defence. I think the line speed's just dropped away now, Craig.
Ford gets the pass away. Here goes Hankinson on the front foot, 2-1 on this far side. Not the best pass. Was it forward? Keighley fans said no, think so. Referee says no. Good footwork from Gale. Beats one, beats two. Thinks about the offload back inside to Brad Day, but then he just takes another couple of metres after contact. Day will jump into dummy half, everything to the right, and that's where he goes to Ford, links in with Riley Dean. Dean slows the ball down, then gets the pass away to Elijah Taylor. Big right-hand defend from him, and he's brought down inside the 20. Laterally across the pitch, Dean, one dummy, then back against the grain for Lockwood. Lockwood will be inside the 10. 3 defenders are there to bring him down. Keighley with some more defending to do. Wildy's at dummy half, comes to his left-hand side. Dean links in with Ford. Again, looks like they've got numbers. This time it's to Gale. Great tackle on this far side.
Now
Agoro, with that super defence. This is the last one. Ford, will he drop the ball on his boot? He will. It's into the in-goal area. Has he got too much on it? It's going to be knocked dead. Great kick from Ford. Great chase from Koza up the middle of the field, and Keighley will drop out from under the post, Kev.
Yeah, and we said that John Ford, his execution's got to be better. In that set, it was fantastic. He comes up for a great pass, and it's terrific defence from Agoro, but then he has the patience and the mindset just to build more pressure forward and puts in a great kick. Gives his team another attacking set.
Yeah, he did indeed. I think Hankinson maybe passed that ball a little bit earlier in the 2-on-1, Kev.
Maybe so. I just think he's trying to get his winger Gareth Gale. He's prolific try scorer, and he's a big threat. I think he was just trying to get him a little bit of early ball.
So Lockwood off the restart to the halfway line. Lockwood picks up 10 metres and then goes a yard forward. Now it's to Springer off a little short pass from Ford. Ford and directing the traffic. Wildy will be into dummy half, just short of the 20-metre line to the right-hand side, and again Lockwood involved. Finds Dean. Dean steps one, steps two, and was almost through the line. Santi just about did enough to bring him down. Wildy again at dummy half. Lockwood involved in everything. Now Ford with the pass to Hankinson. Beats one, beats two, gets the offload out the back door. Absolute quality from the big centre. Probably could have scored himself, but he passed the ball to his winger. Kev Brown just told us how prolific he is in the first try of the season for Featherstone. He's to the winger, Gareth Gale. Their lead by 4 points to 0.
Yeah, and you asked, did he pass a little bit early on the last one? He passed at exactly the right time after beating everyone in front of him, the former Toulouse player, Chris Hankinson. That was just a simple play, and it was a one-on-one miss. I think it was Robbie Story who came up with a miss there, Endo, and he'll be disappointed with that. He's a good defender normally.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, like I said, I didn't think Featherstone had much opportunity on that left side there. It was man-on-man defence realistically here, but Hankinson, just like you said, beats Story with the footwork, then the right-hand fend on the cover tackle from Levy, and gets from Gale, and gets the flick pass there out to Gale. But yeah, they'll be disappointed, Keithy, with their defensive play there, because like you said, it was man-on-man. They should have dealt with that, but great footwork from Hankinson as well.
When you look back at it there, the quality to shift the ball from his left hand to his right hand, back to his left, have a fend, and then get it away at the right time. Yep. Superb centre play.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he still could have scored himself as well, but he chose the flick out the back door, and he's going to look after the assist to create the try. He's going to look if he can add the extras. We're right behind the angle of the ball, so we should have the best view of everybody. It's off the boot. It's got a chance. It's better than that great kick from Hankinson. 6 points to 0, and they're vital, Kev, aren't they, turning those 4s to 6s?
They are, and just taking your chances, I think, you know, in the blink of an eye, Keighley have given away, you know, an opportunity with a penalty. then it was a repeat set, and they've just punished them, and that's what good teams do. If Keighley are going to, hang in this game and feature at the end of the game, they need to be, squeaky clean with and without the ball, but defend much better than we saw there.
Yeah. So, Keighley restart. It's a big deep kick right into the in-goal area, and Ford will have to run the ball out himself, but he's a big unit. Gets to the 10-metre line. Again, just nothing flash. Try scorer. Gill, who will play the ball. Wildy. Little short pass, and that's a good run up the middle of the field. Great carry, looking for support, gets the ball away to Aikens. Aikens looking for support, and Young, his opposite number, in fullback opposite number, brings him down. But Featherstone, blink of an eye, 20 to 20, 60, 80 metres they've gone there. Now he's through hands to Elijah Taylor. He runs, he gets the ball away, stepping inside at Featherstone, only 3 metres of the line when Hardcastle is brought down. He's to his feet, comes back to the left-hand side, Ford to Springer. Springer just goes one way he knows, and that's hard and straight. He's brought down 5 metres away from the line. This will be the last one. Wildy to Ford. Ford again gets the pass away, looking for that offload again. It's Hankinson. This time he's brought down. It's a great set after points. Full 100 metres they've gone with the ball, and they've tackled, hand it over a metre away from Keighley's line, Hendo.
Yeah, absolutely. Now they'll be really pleased with that, Featherstone. Great response after scoring points. Fantastic line break from Lockwood there, just charging through and finds a supporting Aikens. And like you said, they were patient, they were composed, they moved the point of attack, both right and then back to the left, and just finish in a corner and try and build pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. Onto the field has come Gaylor. That'll see Keswick into a more of a middle or a loose forward role as Crooks under pressure does excellently well to somehow keep hold of the ball.
It's done amazing. He's going to lose his
still
top
inside
set.
his 20. That would have been poor position to turn over the ball. A bit of pressure on Keighley here. Featherstone are turning the screw, not only in attack but putting some huge shots on the Keighley players as the front rower Santi tries to make yards, and only 30 metres gained on that set from Keighley. It's left to Chisholm to try and kick the way out of trouble. It's a decent kick, though.
Kick.
It's into, is it going to stay in the field of play? I think it's going to zip out the back. It's a roll too much and just out the back, Kev. But not the worst result in the world, I don't think.
No. I think they just need to be a little bit smarter with the ball. They're trying to shift off slow play the balls, and we've seen Luke Gale clobbered, and then Ben Crooks just got clobbered, and they just need to be a bit smarter. They can't start shifting and going out the back when they've got no penetration through the middle.
Yeah, Featherstone have just ramped up the speed of the game, Hendo, haven't they?
You've just took the words out of my mouth there, Craig. You can just see they've up-tempoed a bit now, haven't they? Since scoring that try, it's probably just settled the nerves a little bit, and you can just see them creating a bit of tempo around the ruckers. Springer charges now.
Yeah, absolutely. Inside the 20, he will go. Wildy. Pass to Ford. Ford looking to Day. Day one-on-one. Almost through the tackle, but just about done enough. The Keighley defender, but again Featherstone knocking on the door. Wildy down the short side, gets the pass away to Hankinson. Hankinson using that strength. 3 men are needed to bring him down. This will be the last one. Wildy's in there, gets the pass to Ford. Ford further wide it goes. Good angle from Riley Dean. Riley Dean stretches out, and again Kev Brown alluded to those big levers that he's got his arm free, reached the ball over. Second try of the game. It's Keighley 0, Featherstone 10.
And you don't normally see this. You've got 2 of the biggest half, but this is probably the biggest half back pairing I've seen. There's a 6'4" and a 6'2". And that he needed all them inches there, Riley Dean. But that's what always impressed me. He always seemed to get the ball away from his body whenever we was training at Warrington. He could offload the ball, he could reach out for the line. His God-given talent is his wingspan, and on that occasion he showed his bravery to hit the line, Endo, but a bit of skill to get it over the line too.
Absolutely, but what I like too is how genuine he was. You know what I mean? He's reacted to the last play. Ford gets it. He sees there's an opportunity. He sees there's a step and a space in the defensive line to get into, and he just reacts, and he obviously makes the call, runs a great line at pace, and then obviously reaches over to score. Fantastic.
Yeah, running Langles like that, Kev, we'll have him out the half-back union straight away. Get him into those forwards, I think.
He'll do that into a Papua New Guinean one day, and he'll not do it again. No, but he made it look easy, and that's what good players do. He made that that full round skill, hitting the ball, catching the ball, promoting the ball under pressure and being whacked off Ellis Robson. Good players make it look easy, and that's what he did.
Yeah, 12 now. Hankinson adds the extras just to the left-hand side of the post, and I think 12-0, what we've been playing, 19 minutes almost, that's about right score, Endo, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think if you're looking at the two teams, I thought Keighley had a really bright start. There's a couple of good sets going forward, finished in the right areas of the field. But just as Featherstone have just slowly got into the contest, they've had a couple of repeat sets, or they've just again built pressure in those right areas, and they've just really up-tempoed as well now. I can see that you look at way Keighley attacking the push support's just dropped off a little bit, whereas Featherstone, on the other hand, you see a lot more movement around the ruck, around the ball, and they just create a bit more tempo.
We said how important the start of the game were, and I think physically that's where Rhys Lovegrove would want his team, and at the minute they're being beat up by Gadwin Springer, James Lockwood, and the rest of this Featherstone pack are just eating so many metres through the middle of the field.
Yeah, Lockwood's been outstanding, hasn't he? First 20 minutes, he's been involved in absolutely everything. As Wildey at dummy half, Springer, the third member of that front row union, plays the ball. Wildey with a little short pass to Day. Day picks up the metres. Now it's to Taylor. He just takes on, shall we say, from the kick-off. Got to the last one again. This time it'll be Riley Dean, the try scorer, to put the ball onto that boot and puts it up in the air, and it's a contest. Well played, Lewis Young, under pressure. Needed to take that, Hendo, and he did.
He did very well under pressure there. I think it was 3 or 4 blue jerseys in the frame there, but he done well. He was brave, and that's one thing Lewis is. He's a brave player and he's a competitor, and like I said, it was a fantastic catch under pressure.
Let's go over to Ross now, who's on the bench, who's got Keighley player Kyle Trout.
Yeah, thanks, Craig. Just a little update from Trout. You will have seen that he was subbed off a little bit earlier on. He's got an ice pack to the back of his knee. I'm told he's sort of watching and waiting at the moment, bit of discomfort. He may play later on, but they're just keeping an eye on it for the time being.
And that's what Keighley didn't need. One of their starting front row was gone for the evening, potentially. Young at dummy half, gets the ball back to Luke Gale. Under pressure, Gale from Ford, but he manages to get the kick away. It's decent as well. Briscoe's underneath it, has a little juggle. He'll do well to stay in the field of play. That's a big tackle. And Featherstone are going to have to start this one a metre away from the line. In fact, it's better than that because they've forced the error. That's great play from Chisholm, and the chase was excellent. The kick was good, Kev, and the Featherstone have come up with the error.
Yeah, it's not just the accuracy and where he put the ball, it's how it went up and how it came down. It was almost an inside spiral, and Briscoe there did extremely well to grab the ball. But yeah, the pressure that Chisholm and his teammates put under him it's a massive opportunity to get back into this game.
And what he did, Hendo, he held him up, Chisholm, didn't he? He didn't put him to the floor. He held him up and waited for his colleagues to come.
He did
and help him.
100%. Obviously, that was the intention there. Like I said, fantastic kick from Luke Gale, but again, it's only complemented with a great kick chase. Chisholm and Ellis Robson sprinting down there. They catch Briscoe and almost drive into the end goals. Oh no! Oh, Riley Dean just gets in the face of Chisholm and forces the error. Oh, it's disappointing there for Featherstone.
That's criminal, isn't it? First tackle
for Keighley.
And the player, they held the ball in the scrum, and what that's designed to do is to try and make them jump and win the penalty. They didn't do that, and then it was a really slow service. And Riley Dean, he's a great player. We've set out the size of him for an halfback. He flies off his line and shows his aggression and gets one back for his team on Dane Chisholm. Big error.
Yeah, huge error.
But I think you're right there, Kev. The pass from the base of the scrum wasn't the best either. It was high. It wasn't quick enough. So again, that quality of skill just let them down there. But they're disappointing there for Keighley. I think the fans were starting to get excited. Real good opportunity, good field position.
Rhys Lovegrove weren't happy with that.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't. As my teeth start to chatter, so I do apologise at home if you can hear that noise. They are my own. Just about, I think. As Wildey gets the pass away to Brad Day. Summer rugby, eh, guys? Summer rugby. I'm old enough to remember playing in this. You two aren't as old as me.
Do you know what, Craig? It's all right when you've got a heated gilet on, isn't it? That works.
We will tell the story of that when there's a break-in player. As Gadwin Springer carries the ball strongly, and he'll get to halfway. Wildey at dummy half again, as he has been throughout the game. Lockwood again, another carry from him.
Good, hasn't he?
He's been magnificent, absolutely magnificent so far. Not so many yards gained there, but he plays the ball quickly. Ford gets the pass away. Look forward to me. Referee's going to say play on.
Surely.
He knocked that down, didn't he?
He did. Levy knocked that down, and he's got away with one there. It's a big play.
It is a big play. Off the wing comes in Ugaro. He's tackled just short of the halfway line. Here goes Santi. Tries to stand up Wildey and Taylor.
And if Lockwood's done some work for his team, I think Santi's, he's been the leader of the pack for Keighley. He's done a tremendous stint.
He has indeed. And Abayi on the back of that Santi carry. Is that Santi off for a breather? I think it is. As Chisholm goes at the line, that look forward to Crooks. Crooks back against the grain, stands in the tackle. Can he get the offload away? 3 Featherstone defenders are there. Riley Dean's involved, and he puts Crooks to the floor. Here goes Luke Gale and the ball again. Keighley just
the skill, isn't it, at times?
Architect of their own downfall at the minute, Kev, aren't they?
They are. I just think Keighley needs to get the ball in his hand as first receiver, like he did at Castleford, like he did at Hull FC, and when he has that, he can dictate. We can see Keighley now shaking his head, and the ball he's been getting, it's all been at the coal face. He's been under pressure, and often it's been off the mark as well with where the passing accuracy is. So he's just being put under too much pressure by this good Featherstone side. And also Endo probably, a little bit undercooked at the moment as well. Hasn't been here the full pre-season, hasn't done the full pre-season with the team.
No, he hasn't. No. So he's obviously getting accustomed to the style of play that the coach wants and what they're looking to do. But ultimately, as Kev just highlighted there, probably the quality of skill at times hasn't quite been on the money to give him the best chance of playing. There's a penalty there now. I think Charlie Graham or Ellis Robson done a tip tackle.
And Kev, I think, for our listeners, our viewers at home, as a half-back, you've got to play in competitive game to know your passes from your dummy half, know how you run onto the ball as well.
And know his teammates, know who can give him that good service under pressure, because at the minute, he's not getting that, and he needs to find a way where he gets clean ball, whether it's off 9 or off the front rowers.
So Featherstone looking for their third try, 12 points to 0 to the good. They'll come to the left, and Dean finds a little short pass to Taylor, who tries to back and reverse over the line. He's to the try line, he's over the try line, but the referee will say he's been held up, so Taylor will take the ball back 10 metres. Plenty of tackles remaining. Got numbers down the short side, but they'll come to the open, and here goes Springer at full tilt, hard and straight, but again Keighley get the numbers in the tackle, and they hold him short of the line. Wildy this time today, they've tried the skill, now they're trying the brute one force award, and he's got the ball down. How has Brad Day got that ball down? I didn't even see that coming. The referee backs to the back of the in goal, he points at the try. Brad Day somehow got the ball down. Keighley will be disappointed, but it's a third try of the evening, Keighley 0, Featherstone 16.
Well, the referee was in a great spot, and I think he's the best man in the house to say he scored. But from our view, it looked like Luke Gale threw everything, and Lewis Young looked like he was under the ball. But there must have been a gap, off the back of a great charge by Gadwin Springer, laid the platform, and it's just route one stuff. This he gets the ball off Wilder and runs straight at Gale, gets over the line. And I think he's turned, the referee's seen the ball get down.
We can't see, we'll see it from this angle, be a better one.
He scores that through, I think, just before.
It's hard to see, isn't it? It's hard to see, but the referee's there, isn't he? He's on the spot, he's seeing it, so it's obviously gone down there, but I didn't see a lot of I didn't see a lot of reaction from the Keighley side. Did you, to sort of suggest that he'd been held up?
I think Gale came in to put some pressure on him, and he's actually pushed the ball down for Brad Day. They're looking around, and Luke Gale's saying, how's he got that down? And unfortunately for the team, he has.
Yeah, so Hardcastle 2 from 2. Can he keep up that 100% record? Again, we've got a great view of it. Hankinson is 3 from 3, and it's 18 points to 0.
You mentioned how important that would be at the end of the game when you're knocking the tins over from the sideline, and you take the points from 12 to 18. It's a massive deficit now for Keighley to get back.
Yeah, it is indeed, and 18-0. I think Keighley need to be next score to score Hendo if we're going to have a contest.
Yeah, so I think he took that dead. Yeah, I was just going to say, sorry, Craig, I was just watching that catch from forward, and I think he's caught it, and then he's put his foot out. So I think he was trying the old, thinking he's catching it out in the full mentality, but you've got to have your foot over the line in place, and he didn't have that. So this is a big opportunity now for Keighley. I mean, obviously the momentum is well and truly with Featherstone, the ascendancy is with them, but Keighley, for me, just need to have a good attacking set here where they ask a few questions of the defensive line and maybe get a repeat set, Kevin, build some pressure. They need some more ball in this area of the field.
I just think they need to go away from what they've been doing, where they've been digging into the line with the front rower and passing it out back to Gale and Chisholm. It's just not working.
No. So this time they go short and little inside pass up the middle of the field. Gale is at dummy half. Goes to Chisholm. Chisholm's going to kick early. He's going to jest himself. It's over the back. It's out the back, and the referee is going to say that it's a 20-metre tap. And I think that's what you get with Dane Chisholm. He's a bit of a maverick, Kevin. He's going to do things like that.
He is, and that's probably a little bit too much. On tackle 2, and there's rolling the dice, and then there's clutching at straws. And I think that's the latter. I think when you lose a little bit of patience with your attack, you do stuff like that. When Dane Chisholm's on, he's running the ball, he's playing short, and the kick's on when it's clearly on. That time it just looked like he had frustration and lack of discipline, lack of patience in his running through his veins.
Yeah, absolutely. Here goes Lockwood again. Another carry from him, almost to the 40. Approaching the last 10 minutes of the first half, 18-0, Featherstone to the good as Elijah Taylor looks for a gap in behind the play. The ball, he'll be brought down 20 metres away from the line. He'll go to the right-hand side. Dean throws the dummy, steps inside one. Now tries to get the ball away. He's held up by Young. Good tackle from him. 22 metres away from the line. The pass is to Kopchak. Kopchak off the bench. Big and strong. Can he get muscle his way to the line? He's going to be held up just 1 metre away from the line. Wildey to Lockwood. Lockwood's over the line, and doesn't he deserve that try? He's just been magnificent from minute 1 as Lockwood, and he gets Featherstone's 4th try of the evening. It's Keighley 0, Featherstone 22.
Yeah, well, they've just let the last couple of tries go route 1 and direct, and again, that was just nothing flash in the play. It was just Featherstone just keep knocking at the door, playing nice and direct, and it's just Lockwood with a one-off carry off the ruck. Looks like he's hobbling a little bit there. May have took a bit of a cork in the leg on the way down and scoring the try, but they just isolated a defender. They isolated Adebayo here one-on-one, and I think it's Aaron Levy, the back row, who just gets slightly ahead of the line, and that just leaves Adebayo exposed. But it's a good line for Lockwood. It's an outline. He gets on the outside shoulder of Adebayo, so it makes it a tough tackle, and obviously with Levy not in support, it becomes a one-on-one tackle you see here close to the line. And it was going to be very, very hard there for Adebayo, trying to hit him with his outside shoulder.
I really like the variation of attack. We've saw like the left edge is dangerous with Ford. Riley Dean scored one. He's just made a fantastic break. And the middle, I don't think you could put your finger on where the dangers are for Featherstone. And that's what Sean Long will want when he's coaching his team. There's threat everywhere. And at the minute, it's just too much for Keighley.
It is indeed. Hankinson. Hankinson kicks the ball, and he is 4 from 4 straight through the middle of the H's, and 24 points to 0, approaching half-time, 9 minutes to go. And let's just see the turnover at the other end. There's Chisholm's kicking through. He's looking. He thinks he's taken out. Oh, was he tripped? Was he tripped, Kev?
So. I think he's kicked the ball too long and then realised I've done that 1,000 times myself and tried to win a penalty when you know it's not going your way. And he's been punished for it. The lack of patience, the gamble didn't pay off, and he's been punished.
Yeah, absolutely. The kick this time is taken by Jonathan Ford, and he just runs the ball back, gets to the 20-metre line. Featherstone been very professional, Hendo, this evening, haven't they?
I think so. I think they've been very, very disciplined in how they've gone about their business. They've had good ball control. They've been patient, is what I see. I see a real calmness and a composure with them. Yeah, they come up with a couple of errors early on. I think Wildey threw one into touch, and Ford had a misfire with one of his passes, but they didn't look rattled off the back of that. They just fronted up defensively. They've stayed patient.
They've earned it through hard work and physicality.
They have now Ford on the front foot. He'll run the ball again, and he's inside the 20. This is the last one. Aikins back inside to Dean. Dean into a gap. Has he got support? Doesn't need support. Pushes away 1, pushes away 2. Second try of the evening for Riley Dean. 28 points to 0, Featherstone lead. And it's been a masterclass in the first half from the Rovers, and 28 points to 0 their lead.
And I really like what the young half-back's done there. He's sat behind the back of the ruck. He saw some late retreats go into the open side, so he swung there down with Caleb Aikins, who's a very smart footballer, and they've come up with a play. But again, that long wingspan, he just makes it look so easy. He fends one off, he goes on the inside, and he just puts the gas on, changes the ball and fends Luke Gale off. It just makes it look so easy. He's silky, very silky player.
And what's good as well, Hendo, he's played the full game on the right-hand side. He's scored that one on the left, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what, that's obviously the freedom that the head coach has given him. I mean, some coaches like to lock their halfbacks in, others like to have them where they're swinging and moving. And
I was going to say that, Kev, has he got some similarities of Leon?
He has. He came on the screen and straight away I thought, you know what, he's got that, that long reaching run. He's agile, he's fast, he's athletic, but he's also got that intelligence that Leon had as well, where he can expose tight defenders, and at such a young age, at 21, he's going to be a superstar. He's going to be a superstar for Featherstone this year. I think they're very lucky to have him for a season from Warrington. He'll be a star this year for sure.
Hankinson, can he keep up that 100% record? I think that one's just going to drift to the left-hand side of the post. Ironic boost from the Fed fans. Yep.
Yeah, but it's not going to get any easier for Keighley now, because he brought Connor Jones on, and the big man.
You've been looking forward to this, Kevin.
Yeah. I don't know whether they call him the motorway because he's got two hard shoulders, but he's going to get stuck into this Keighley side.
And I'm telling you now, Chisholm's going to be kicking to his side as well, so he's going to get an opportunity to come off the back fence now and really try and skittle the Cougars' defensive line. Let's have a look at it. Here it comes.
Here we go, whether it's the first one or the second one. Fords take it, here comes Benzizier, and a big first carry for him. Jones is in at dummy half. Good speed from Luke Gale, but some good footwork from Chris Hankinson. Gets him away from him, and down the short side, 3-on-2. Jones sees it. Day was into the hole, but Jones just couldn't get the pass away. But again, Ford on the front foot, gets away from one, passes behind, but Aikins will go back and he will pick it up, and it's just wave after wave of attack, Kev, isn't it, now coming from Feather? They're looking at attacking on every play
they're
almost.
Just pounding this Luke Gale edge. They're really going after him now.
And now they're offside, not square at market. Take your pick.
You're just starting to see that, and there's probably an element of, there's a number of players obviously in this Cougars side that this is their first taste of championship rugby, the first exposure to this sort of tempo of play as well. So just seeing a few of those guys just getting caught out around that marker area, around that ruck area, the speed that the Featherstone side are playing with, it's just really causing.
And you can't underestimate the mental capacity where you've never been behind in 12 months, so you've never lost a game. Completely different scenario here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. As Jones snipes from dummy half, he's brought down. Day with the pass wasn't the best, was back into the arms of Koza, and he skips away from a couple of defenders before he's brought down. Jones is at dummy half to slow play the ball. I think he's caught up, his boot's caught almost in his top, and now he's there. Now it's a pass to Kopchak again, route one from Featherstone, but Keighley using lots of numbers to stop the big man from getting over the line. Ford links in with Dean. Dean wide pass, it goes to Aikins. Aikins steps back away from one, gets the ball back to Dean. Dean then looks for Ford. Ford further wide, it goes to Day. Day will then step and go at Luke Gale. Luke Gale just about does enough with some support to bring him down. 2 metres away from the line. Jones again is at dummy half. Kopchak wants the ball on his chest, and Kopchak got the ball on his chest, and it bounces out. And a bit of light relief as Young, the fullback, is picked up,
good tackle
to the floor, Hendo.
Oh, they've given a penalty though.
I'm not sure there's anything wrong with that.
No, I don't think that was a penalty. I think it's a harsh call there against Featherstone.
I think it was
especially when we're trying to lower our shots. I think that's a safe tackle. He's hit him.
I think so.
He's hit him around the ball. He's not gone too high.
And he's not gone over the horizontal, has he? I mean, the legs haven't gone over the horizontal there for me. I think that was a fair tackle from
Hardcastle. Just a big man on small man, wasn't it, really? And
unfortunate, but hey, listen, but much needed for the Cougars now as Ben Crooks taps and goes forward, and they'll be looking to post some points now.
Yeah, 28 points to nil, couple of minutes to go before the half-time. Keighley will try and force themselves towards that try line. Comes to Luke Gale. Luke Gale will go straight and then gets the pass back on this inside to the loose forward Adebayi, and
he's in all sorts at the back. He's just copped it straight in the chin,
bouncing off a couple of players, and he's only 3 or 4 metres short of the line. Comes to the right hand side to Gale. Gale gets the pass away to Young, and flying out of the line was Hankinson, and Hankinson made the tackle, needed to, as he committed himself to it. A couple of players down in back plays. The kick out to that left-hand side from Chisholm, looking for Graham. Graham can't take the ball in. Still in the field of play, though, and Featherstone just about survive, and Hardcastle will drop on the ball. The referee will say it's a knock-on. And a couple of players down, and
there was a shot on Adebayo by Coulter. He's but
just got it wrong, I think, a little bit, didn't he?
Yeah, I think it was head on head, and he just came off his right foot. He's got great feet, and Endor.
Adebayo's got good feet, and he's powerful. He's dynamic. He's got some real punch about his carry, and he's bent the line back a couple of times in his carry, certainly early in the game.
That's a better kick, though. I think the
idea was right. The idea was right.
He's just probably hold his chalk a little bit. It's on the money.
Yeah.
He gets his hand to it, but he's 3 metres in field. If he stays on his wing,
I agree.
There's nothing more frustrating when you put a kick in as a half, and the wingers, just a little bit in field.
The idea was right. The idea was right. It's obviously the people in the right position. We'll see it here on the replay here. That's the bump there from Adebayo. He just gets his bumpers up, and because I felt the full force of that one, and
but a bit of claret on both sides, I think, there, Hendo.
Yeah, but it's I think they're both staying on the field, though, aren't they? Cos is staying on.
Cos is gone.
Oh, he's gone now, is he?
So City.
Yeah. Adebayo's going as well.
You'd just like to see a little bit more cohesion with the arse at the minute. Dane Chisholm sticking to the left, and Luke Gale sticking to the right. I think, when you look at the way Featherstone are playing, Ford and Riley Dean, they're interlinked, they're all over the field, and they look much more threatening playing like a partnership like that.
Cossa's coming back on, though. He's just getting his head taped up. He's coming back on, I think, by the looks of it.
Minute and a half to go to the break. Featherstone with the scrum, 10 metres away from their own line. And they will just drive away. To good carry from Gale, and swinging half over the top almost. Jones at dummy half. Okay. Pass away, and Featherstone again just carrying the ball. Jones again stands at dummy half and sees what's available. Day with the line in behind, in the hole behind the play of the ball. Quick play of the ball. Jones doesn't need asking twice. Now it's through hands to Aikins. He tried to get his arms free, couldn't do so. But he'll play the ball inside Keighley territory. Now it's Ford's turn to run the ball. Both halfbacks have run the ball a lot this evening, haven't they? 5-on-3 on this short side if they chance their arm. Dean this time is going to put the ball up in the air. Young's underneath it. Good take by the fullback, finds the floor. And Keighley with about 30 seconds. Probably take us to half-time.
I think so, and I think they can't wait for half-time to come quick enough, really. The Cougars, it's been a disappointing first half from their standards, and obviously the crowd certainly won't have enjoyed that. They would have hoped to have seen a bit more of a fight from the Cougars, but you've got to compliment Featherstone. The Rovers have been, I think, fantastic and deserve to be in the lead, don't they, with the way they've played this evening so far. Yeah. Very disciplined, very professional.
Here goes Chisholm. Little short pass in the middle of the field to Parker. He will stand in the tackle. This will be the last play. Chisholm, little short pass on that left-hand side. We're over halfway. With a little bit of injury time, this will be the last play. Chisholm's going to put the ball high up into the night sky. It's a decent kick. Atkins is underneath it. Is he going to chance his arm? He's going to try and get on the outside. Manages to beat one. He's going to then take the tackle. That's going to be about enough to take us through to the half-time score here. 4 tries, 5 tries to the good for Featherstone. Gale on 12 minutes. Dean scored the first of his on 17. Day on 26. Lockwood, who's been outstanding in the first half, on 30. Riley Dean with the second on 33 minutes. 4 of those converted by Hankinson. Half-time here on Viaplay is Keighley 0, Featherstone 28. Hopefully none of us will get hypothermia in this 40 minutes coming up. It's cold, but it's a privilege to be here.
Oh, good shot there.
Yeah, big shot. Big shot straight off.
Toby Everett and Kopchak.
Keighley will be up the hill in this second half. Featherstone obviously running down. They're leading 28 points to 0. Here goes the big man. He gets a speculator, shall we say, out the back door. Elijah Taylor on the back of a little short pass from Riley Dean. Will approach halfway. He's brought down by Ben Crooks. Jones at dummy half to Dean. Then to Koza. Got that head bandaged from the collision with Adebayi just before half-time to the left-hand side, and here goes the big man again. And good shot, Everett, but he gets the offload away. On the front foot is Day off a little short pass from the half-back Jonathan Ford. Keighley fans don't like it. They thought it was forward. No, says the referee. This is the last one. Wide it goes to Dean. Dean out the back. It goes to Aikens. Gets the pass away. Crooks running in on the angle. Just threw the ball over the head. Did the centre there. Hardcastle. Keighley just about survived, Kev.
Well, they're hanging on and they've dropped the ball, so it's a terrible start. You know, they'll have Reece Lovegrove's words ringing in their ears that they need to start with a bit more aggression and intent, and they probably showed a little bit more of that, but it was sporadic. It was in ones and twos.
We certainly saw a couple of offloads there from the big man Menzies, but they weren't traditional offloads, Hendo.
No, they certainly weren't. They weren't at all. But yeah, disappointing start to the second half of the Cougars. You know, they've put themselves under pressure, and it's an unforced error there from Agoro. And again, as I said before, you know, there's a number of these players that this is their first taste of Championship Rugby League, and they're sort of learning the hard way, I guess, Craig.
Yeah, absolutely. There's Hardcastle.
We saw that same move applied from Featherstone, and you know, it came off for them. They've won the penalty, but I'd just like to see a bit more attack from the scrum.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity, isn't it? Here goes that man again, heavily involved. 3 carries so far in the opening couple of minutes from Yay. Now it's to Dean, links in with Ford. Ford will go wider to Aikens, throws the dummy, steps inside 1, steps inside 2. Still going, he's the full back towards the line, and he's asking lots of questions. Outload off the back door on that far side. They're trying to get over the line. The numbers on that far side are just about brought down. Is the centre Hankinson. Now it comes short, stretching for the line. Is Kopchak, is it underneath all that? I think it may well be.
So many numbers on this right for Fev.
Yeah, they'll come to the right-hand side. Ford, further wide it goes to Dean. Dean then to Aikens, gets the ball to Briscoe. Briscoe for the line. Can he get over the line? It's almost there, but great defence from the Cougars, just about holding him up. Dane Chisholm was the last man involved in that play. Back to Dean. Is Dean going to kick? He's going to run. Then he gets the pass away into the arms of Ford. Further wide it goes onto that far side. The winger for the corner. Has he dived in the corner? Gareth Gale looks as if he's got his second try of the game. First in the second half, and Featherstone are going to increase their lead. It's Keighley 0, Featherstone 32.
And I think, you know, the tactic that we saw in the first half, Endo, where Ford dummied the kick and passed it for Riley Dean's try. Well, Riley Dean's returned the favour on this one. He puts the ball to his foot and he looks like he's going to kick it. And Luke Gale just folds in behind, and then he finds the pass. And it's just simple play. It's an offload by Yay again. Yep. Great ball. And Gareth Gale, he's still got a fair bit to do, and it's a superb finish.
Fantastic finish. But again, it's great skill from Featherstone. You know, Dean with the dummy kick option, fires it to Menzies, and what about the offload from him? I mean, the speed of that offload pass there to Ford, and then promotes the ball further outside to Hankinson onto Gale, and it's a superb finish from Gale as well in the corner. You know, great acrobatic finish, great athleticism on show there as he evades the cover defence of Mo Agoro, and Reece Lovegrove obviously consulting with his assistant coach Jake Webster and trying to come up with the answers to stop this fitness.
And when I turned up tonight and I looked at the team and there was no Joey Leluer, I thought, no, that's a tough call. Is he injured or is it? But you look at the form of Hardcastle, and in particular Hankinson. You know, the assists he's made, the try he scored himself, and the kicking game. You know,
throw Craig Hawley to that mix as well, Kev.
Yeah, definitely. So it's. You know, it's a testament to these players on the field. They're there on merit and they're producing again tonight, so it's going to be very difficult for them to get back in as well.
Hankinson wide out on the touchline, kicking towards the fans behind that goal, as Kevin said, have swapped sides. No joy from him. He's missed 2 in a row now. Get him off. Get a new kicker up.
But you know what? Yeah, fair credit to Featherstone Rovers this evening, because you know, this can always be a tricky game, can't it? The first game of the season, you're playing the newly promoted team who should be coming, you know, at home with a lot of energy, a lot of intent, a lot of purpose, and there's almost that element of unknown too, because a lot of players that they've not probably played against or don't know too much about that, you know, sometimes can catch you a little bit unawares. But I just think the way Featherstone have managed this game this evening has been first class. You know, a real professional job done so far.
Absolutely. Running down this hill in the second half, it could be a very, very long second half for the Cougars. Hankinson again with some quality footwork on that far side. To his feet. Ford to Kopchak. Kopchak with the dummy and then gets on the outside looking for the offload. Can't get it away, but all sorts of numbers. But again, Jones goes back to the middle to the big man Ye, and he pushes away one, pushes away two. Still going, stood up in the tackle. He's not going to be put to the floor. Pushes away the defender. Now it'll come to Dean. Dean's going to run, gets the pass away to Taylor. Taylor goes inside the 20. The referee's going to say that's the last. That's a turnover. Keighley will have the ball 18
tonight, Craig, where they've run the ball on the last. I think it is short in goals here, and it's a very cold night, so I think running the ball when the wingers drop back has definitely been something that Leon and Sean have said to the halves in particular.
Yeah, and the back of the defence as well, haven't they? You know, they've put some, you know, really good shots defensively as Graham tries to drive out, and Kopchak, who's been impressive since his injection from the bench. Back onto the field, comes a loose forward at the Bailly. Fed defence bring him down 40 metres from his own line to poor pass. It's bouncing round, picked up by Everett. Dean was there to put some pressure on him, but he got away from him. But Kopchak, good offload, late offload to Gaylor, but he's got nowhere to go, and then he's lost the ball. They under pressure.
I actually thought Ellis Robson got pretty fortunate. I thought there was a little juggle when he picked the ball up off the floor, and then a lack of patience again. They're just trying to make it up now because they can't penetrate this defence. They can't get any go forward. They're not looking dangerous, so they're just trying to make it up, and it's an offload when, you know, there's three players in and there's nowhere to go for the hooker, and he drops the ball.
So look, as he dropped, was it ripped out there, Hendo? I think one of those 50-50 almost.
Yeah, possibly, but generally what happens is the team that's on top has got the momentum, you know, tend to get those 50-50 calls, and just Keighley just need to show a little bit more patience, a little bit more composure. And
4 on 3 here, Hendo.
Yep, yeah, opportunity.
Here goes Dean, he's going to run right at the line, and he throws the dummy. He's having a little word Graham's ears. He's took off the ball. It's down that short side goes the centre. Hardcastle inside the 20. Jones is at dummy half. Wide pass, it goes to Dean. Little short pass to Ye, who just winds up and charges into the defence, and he's going to be a crowd favourite. We can see it already, isn't he? Hasn't been put down yet, I don't think. As Jones throws the dummy. Has he got to the line? No, he isn't. He's almost millimetres short of the line. Still tackles remaining. Pass out the back through hands to Hankinson. Hankinson's held, and again he backs towards the line, couple of metres short of that line. This is the last one. Back into the arms of Ford, further wide to Dean. Dean's going to drop it on his foot. It's a great little kick in behind. He chases it himself. He's taken out in the back. Nowhere for Keighley to go, and Chisholm just decides, I'm not going to run that one in, I'm going to run it dead. And some more questions of the Keighley defence coming up as they'll have to drop out from under the posts.
Yeah, and the link-up's just been superb, and again it's the execution. Riley Dean, he puts the ball in such a good play and backed up by that. This is what you've got forwards making the effort and the endeavour to make the defence look so good and back the kick up. It's not just about the kick, it's the chase too that complements each other.
So Chisholm with the restart, not the flashiest, but he's got it to halfway. Featherstone will run the ball back. Cooper, he'll be tackled 30 metres away from the Cougar line. He goes Ye again.
Can they get him down?
He's going to drive forward, gets a late offload away to Jones. Jones then attacks the line, but Parker's there to wrap him up, centre of the posts. 12 metres away from the line, options both sides. They'll go to the left to Kopchak. Kopchak's just going to carry that one in, and again just set sail for the line. He'll be 3 or 4 metres short when he gets to his feet, and he'll plod forward. Little short pass to his runner on his outside, which is Hankinson, and he's trying to get over the line. He's over the line, but he's held up. Story clamped the ball. He'll be taking it back, but it's just wave after wave of attack, Kev, isn't it?
It's almost men against boys at the minute. Mackenzie, yeah, we spoke about him before, but he's not been on the floor yet. He's probably had 4 offloads and 8 tackle busts in this half.
Here's Dean. Again, Featherstone probing, and Hardcastle finds the gap, and he's held up by Charlie Graham. This is the last one again. Dean, is he going to kick? He is going to kick. It's going to bounce round. It's still all over the place. But Keighley are going to be first to react there on the floor, and a little bit of respite, Hendo, but they must complete this set.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, they'll be pleased that they were able to defend their goal line there and handle the waves of attack that Featherstone have been putting upon them. So, oh no, error. It's an error.
It is an error, and you just can't afford to do that, Kev, against this quality Featherstone team.
Well, you can't afford to do it against any team over and over again, and that's what they've done tonight, especially in the areas that they've been dropping the ball, Craig. I think, is that the 3rd occasion in this second half that they've dropped the ball in their own half, and you mentioned how good Featherstone are, but you give any team in this championship, we said how close it is, so many opportunities, and I think they'll make them pay, and they could potentially make them pay on this first play from the scrum, because it's such a difficult place to defend from the middle of the field.
Yeah, Story with the error. He'll be disappointed with that. Got some defending to do, the Cougars again. A little bit of handbags at the scrum. Referee says no, we'll play on. It's quick out the back to Dean, who's going to run, and he's getting the pass away for Briscoe. Briscoe steps inside. Briscoe to the line. Can he get the ball down? Can he stay in the field of play?
He stayed in.
He stays in, but he can't get the ball over the line. It's right on the line, under pressure. Dean, good feet from him, got him away from the first defender. Now gets the ball to the big man, Yeh. Little pass to Kopchak. Kopchak straightens up, and Keighley sliding across and making the tackle, but it's just wave after wave of attack from Featherstone. He goes, yeah, again.
Oh,
shot.
sit here! Wow!
Wow, well, let's have a look at that one again. Everett,
Dave Parker, I think it was. Was it Everett?
Parker,
I'm not sure.
One, either or. But Featherstone and Aitkins steps inside one, uses some footwork.
Tackle there.
That's a bad one. I think he caught him then.
Yeah,
I'll have to have a look at that one.
I don't think there was any malice in it. I don't think it was a swinging arm. I just think it was a lazy arm across the sort of face of Aiken. I think he's okay. I don't think it was a...
I think it was Everett, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Everett. He just got done with footwork. You just see it here, off the right foot, there's Aiken go there, and he's just caught him.
He's not missed him. I don't think it was malicious, but he's lucky to stay on the field for 10 minutes, I think, if he...
And that's what Keighley do not want, Kev, isn't it? To be down to 12 men. And
well, Featherstone look like they've got 20 men at the minute. They're everywhere, and that man running straight through the middle of the field got put on his backside there. They need more of that. I think it was Dan Parker who put that big man on frame. Mackenzie, some blood coming out of his neck, but what a shot this was. Boom.
Yeah, so is it 10 minutes? 10 minutes for...
Not sure that's legal either. I think
was that a shoulder charge? I don't know, yeah.
Everett has gone to the bin. 10 minutes for him. High tackle, says the referee. One thing for sure, Featherstone won't be going for goal.
They come straight up the middle of the field where that man would be defending.
Yeah. What that does, it just creates a couple more gaps on the edges, Kev, doesn't it? As Keighley have got to push those edge defenders in a little bit.
Yeah, and the smaller men now have a crack at Mackenzie. Yeah, instead of shouting, get your bodies in front, they're the ones getting the bodies in front.
Yeah. Yours. Yeah. I laugh and joke. I didn't know you had to defend till I went to Hull. Didn't do that part of the game. As Featherstone go for the line, and almost over the line is Cooper. He's millimetres from the line. Jones is at dummy half. He's going to try and dive over. He's over the line. I don't think he's got the ball down. No, says the referee. So he's going to go back the 10 metres. 10 metres away. Will Kopchak be at dummy half? I think he will, but options both sides. Cooper to the left, Yeh to the right. He's going to come back to Dean. Back against the grain comes the centre, Hardcastle, and he looks to skip away from a couple of defenders. Young's underneath the ball, and he puts him to the floor, but again, it's just constant attack as he goes. Yeah, he tries to spin out the tackle, and he's managed to spin out the tackle. He's managed to get the ball down, and the big man, already a crowd favourite for those Featherstone fans behind the goal. He gets the try. It's Keighley 0, Featherstone 36.
Well, James Lockwood deserves a try in the first half, and Hendo, he more than deserves a try in this second half, but just the way that they've been playing when the sin bin came, I think it was was it Dan Parker or it was Toby Everett who went off. They just went after that middle. It was a couple of charges. Even Hardcastle came back against the middle. And then the fourth occasion, the man who's not been put down all the second half rolls out the tackle, the attempted tackle from Adebayo, and scores a try.
Absolutely.
Quality. Big and strong, and gets his name on the score sheet. There's Hankinson. Missed his last two. A little bit easier this one. Just 3 or 4 metres to the left of the posts. So he steps forward. Through the middle of the H's, adds those two. 38 points to nil, and 10 minutes in the sin bin of Everett. Featherstone have managed to score points, Kev.
Yeah, and it's only just got going. I think there's another 8 minutes left yet, and they'll probably, be really happy that they see that big man going off the field. But it's James Lockwood who replaced him in Gadwin Springer, so it's not much easier.
Never rains but it pours, Hendo, does it?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Size of it.
We've lost our clock off the screen. Just look at that.
No idea what the time is, unfortunately, as Featherstone.
5 minutes gone, thanks to the studio.
As Featherstone drive the ball forward, just short of the halfway line. Jones again, who's been lively at dummy half. Kopchak, who's been great off the bench. Another strong carry from him. Lots of Super League experience in his back pocket. As he'll play the ball to Jones, to Dean on the front foot. Then he's going to run and he's going to test the defence again, and does so. This time he's put to the floor. Last man up will be Adebayo. Quick play of the ball down the short side. They'll come through Aikens. Aikens got his arm free and looked for that offload back inside to Jones. Thought better of it. This is the last one, and again they'll go down the short side. Big dummy from the centre. Hardcastle, both hook, line and sinker by the Keighley defence, and a little bit too easy for my liking. But Hardcastle will say thank you very much. He'll score the try. Keighley 0, Featherstone 42. Hendo.
Yeah, and it's just come through the speed to play the ball again. Yeah, Featherstone are just bending the line back. They're getting the ruck speed, the control around that ruck area. And again, it's that speed to play the ball that just catches Keighley unawares. And again, you just look at on that short side, a little bit disconnected. You've got Charlie Graham behind the line. Somebody shoots out. I think it's at Crooks, and Chisholm's going the other way. So the actual line cohesion there is all over the place. But again, it's as a result of the fact that Featherstone are just being, so relentless at just going forward, direct, playing the tempo. And then that's what happens. That defensive line is all over the place. People are just doing their own thing. They're not on the same page, and that's an easy one there for Hardcastle.
We spoke about Featherstone laying a marker down to the rest of the championship tonight, and they're doing that. This to me looks like a performance that we saw consistently from Lee last year. By far and away the best team in the championship, but this is up there tonight for Fev. It's been a complete performance. Look, and there's still a quarter of a game to go, but the game's been long gone. Now they're having fun. Now the fans are having fun, and they're getting to tweak and work on the combinations.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you a question in a minute. Watch this goal kick from the centre. Hankinson, 5 from 7 so far. Can he be 6 from 8? Looks decent to me. More importantly, touch judges like it. 6 from 8 from Hankinson. 44 points to nil. Featherstone lead. And Kev, they're only going to get better.
Well, that's the frightening thing. Are they going to get better, or they're going to stay the same? And that's the real hard thing in rugby league. Being consistent and being consistently at the top of your game is probably the hardest thing to do. And Sean Long, what he's done in the pre-season, he's backed up his pre-season form against Hull KR and Wakefield and put that into the championship. And so far they look terrific.
Yeah, do indeed. It's Briscoe. Will take the first tackle, 20 metres out. Taylor at dummy half. Last try scorer, Hardcastle, helping out his forwards, picks up 10 metres. Jones at dummy half. Cooper's to his left. That's where the ball will go. Cooper just takes the metres that are on offer, just short of the halfway line, put on his back. Ball pops out. The referee's going to say it's a penalty. certainly came out with some force. Keighley looks and says, "Oh, me, sir." Doesn't matter who it is. Jonathan Ford's going to kick the ball to touch, and it's going to be another wave of attack coming Keighley's way, Hendo.
It certainly is. We just need to make sure that defensive line stays connected and is working together, and not like we saw on the last occasion where they were just all sort of trying to solve it on their own. But the reality is it's just too quick, as we see again. Marker's not set. Jones trying to exploit that now as well. And the Keighley defensive line certainly is at 6s and 7s at the moment.
Is indeed. A little short pass to Cooper in behind the play of the ball, yard or so away from the line. 8 tries already in the bag. You wouldn't back against another one coming shortly. Atkins, a little short pass to Taylor. Taylor's picked up and dumped to the floor. That's better defence from the Cougars. Referee's going to say play on as tries to pinch one down the short side, does Hardcastle. It's going to be pushed into touch.
That's good defence.
It's good defence, but referee's going to say it's a penalty. That's a harsh call.
I think it is.
I think they picked him up and pushed him, and you can't do that. He's called held.
Must have called held. That's the only reason. I thought that was fine.
I don't think he was ever stopped though, was he? Yeah, again, tough call. Taylor gets the pass away. Kopchak, sorry, Springer, he's tackled in the middle of the field. Ford, wide pass, great feet from the centre going towards the line. He's Hankinson, but he's brought down millimetres short. Jones is at dummy half, everything back to the right. Little short pass to Springer again. Springer's going to back that huge physique of his over the line. He's going to be held up, and the referee's going to say back 10. Sometimes better for the attacking players. Got a little bit of space between themselves and the defenders. Jones at dummy half to his right. Wide pass it goes to Dean. Dean short pass to Taylor. Taylor turns in the tackle, but he can't get the offload away. 10 metres away still from that line. This time everything to the left, and it's Dean again from the pass from Jones. Dean then stops and almost gives himself up and then tries to run, but there's nothing there. This will be the last one. Decent defence so far. They need to finish the set though, the Cougars. Can't switch off here. Wide pass it goes to Atkins, out the back from the centre, Hankinson, but this time no joy. Into touch, and Keighley will get some ball in hand. Kev, 10 metres away from the wrong line.
Yeah, and they are trying to have a little bit of fun there now, and Hankinson round the back. We've shown his silky skill. We saw that in the first half, but on that occasion the execution just wasn't there, and it's just really important now, just watching Luke Gale's body language. He looks really frustrated. It's important that they just get some fizz back in this attack, get some feel good. You know, the last 20 minutes, they can start building for next week and start getting these fans something to cheer about.
Yeah, absolutely, as Gale gets the pass away. Story.
Carrick.
Yeah, it was a good carry. 10-15 metres gained over the 40-metre line. Almost to the halfway. They haven't been in Featherstone territory too much in this second half. Wide pass to Crooks, and Crooks up against Riley Dean. Dean makes the tackle along with Briscoe. Inside Featherstone half now. Chisholm not seen ball in hand him too much as Young steps and finds a gap almost through the line as Young just about loses his footing, but he's quick back up on his feet, and he'll be tackled by Jones 10 metres away from the line. This will be the last one. Is that a penalty? Slow play the ball. Referee says no. Could have been given in my book. Now to Gale. Pass out the back. It goes to Adebayi. Can he keep the ball in the field of play? Can he get rid of it? Is it going to be a turnover? Yes, it is. Better from the Cougars. Featherstone defence, Hendo just about did enough.
Yeah, well, nice to see a little bit of ball movement there from Keighley. I think Chisholm with the long ball out to Crooks makes a half break, and then obviously Lewis Young sort of manufactures a line break out of nothing really, just with some footwork and some perseverance and a bit of acceleration into the line. And like I said, it's probably the most encouraging signs we've seen attacking wise this evening for Keighley.
And Young's looked lively, ball in hand, Kev.
I think he's probably looked the most dangerous in this Keighley side. He's looked terrific, and you know, if he's not brought the line, he's been a real threat. But yeah, now they're back to 13, so it's just they need to just bend the backs a little bit on these front rowers every time. You just see the Featherstone forwards landing on their elbows and knees through the line.
Through the line. He's got Atkins on his right hand side. This will be another try. Atkins too quick, and he trots the ball down under the black dot for the 9th try of the afternoon for Featherstone. Almost shoes and socks off there to count how many tries they've got, but Featherstone increased their lead. It's Keighley 0, Featherstone 48, Atkins with the try.
Yeah, great little bit of skill, but put that down to Gadwin Springer. The run off the back fence just to bust open the defence, and then Connor Jones, I think it was, who set off from dummy half, you know, exploited that real quick play of the ball. And it must be great, Hendo, as a hooker, an ex-hooker yourself, to play off such a dominant pack.
Yeah, absolutely. No, and again, it's been probably something we've seen all evening. We see Jones there supplying the pass to Caleb Aiken, who finishes under the posts. But again, I think you've got to put a lot of credit down to the Featherstone pack. I think they've been very direct. They've ran hard, and too often we've seen that side, haven't we, with Keighley just not getting their markers set, not being able to win the collision. And then, like you said, people like Connor Jones and Matty Wilde have been able to get out and cause all sorts of problems around the ruck. But fantastic try again.
And Craig, you mentioned waves, and you could probably use that analogy in the centre of the field. I think it's been wave after wave. With Springer and Lockwood, and then the Kopchak and Ye comes on, and it's just been relentless. They've not gone away from it, and if anything, the bench has took it on another step.
Absolutely. The kick is good from Hankinson, 7 from 9, now from the centre. 15 minutes left, and we've alluded to it. This is a quality Featherstone outfit, and
it is.
This performance, and it's obviously their first choice, 17, but this 17 competes at Super League.
Well, I think the jury's still out on that. Tonight they've been here and they've been red up, but they've been up against the Keighley side, who I just feel, without some stars, Doyle the hooker, Brad Walker, just to name a couple. I think there's some real seasoned pros there. I think Featherstone have looked really good, but I think it's a little bit too early to be saying, they could mix it with the big boys. But it's definitely a great sign. I think Sean Long's influence is coming through. I think the variation in attack, and it's hard to argue against, Craig.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. It's Featherstone will try to increase that. Gale this time is tackled. As Briscoe goes forward, Gale all the way from the left wing to the right-hand side, and now returning Lockwood. Gets to halfway. 3 Keighley defenders are there, and the referee's trying to appeal as Ford gets the pass to Hankinson. Hankinson tries that silky footwork, but there's no change from the defence this time from the Cougars. Ford on the last, he's going to put the ball high up into the night sky. Young's underneath it. He's got a wall of blue, but again he burst that first tackle. Been very, very impressed with Lewis Young. He's one who can hold his head up, I definitely can.
Yeah, definitely, he's been terrific. I think his limited chances he's had. They win a penalty off the back, and it's 2 good runs. I think it's Agoro who's won that penalty, but it's off the back of Lewis Young's quick feet and electric from the back, and hopefully he can get some good ball chances rather than bringing the ball back off his own line against 13 huge men.
And let's flip this over, Hendo. It's not been Keighley's night. There will be better, as you said. They have got some numbers missing, but it'll be a good learning curve for them as well, that they know they need to be better.
Absolutely. No, you can sometimes use this, like you said, to your advantage. There's an element sometimes when you've gone undefeated in the season before, that there's, not saying complacency, but you may think you're a little bit ahead of where you are, and this is a good
character's being tested that's not been tested before.
That's right. And then a bit of a reality check tonight, and again they will get better as, like you said, more bodies of quality come back into the side, and as well, a lot of these guys get accustomed to the speed, the tempo of Championship Rugby League.
Yeah, absolutely, and it was almost one free hit almost. Nobody expected them to beat the favourites in Featherstone. Is a good shot out on that far side, but a loose forward. Adebayi spins out of that tackle, and certainly
he's playing like a fullback now. Adebayi out the back of the shirts from Luke Gale.
Yeah, and the Featherstone play is still down. Probably should stop. That's certainly a head knock. There's Chisholm further wide. It goes to Young. Young throws the dummy, beats 1, beats 2 again, and footwork from the Young fullback. Then he's just tackled and brought to the floor, and again I think the referee should be pulling this one up, but he's finally done that. As on that far side, not sure who it is down on that far side, but I don't know whether it's at Cougar Park or Disneyland, I think, on that far side.
Yeah, it's Gale, the winger, he's coming off.
Yeah,
HIA. Yeah, and again that's second time Adebayi's rattled through someone he's carried. He did the same to Koza, didn't he, early in the game when he carried and bumped Koza and he had to go off, and he's done the same there with Gale.
Yeah, and I think we're getting a little glimpse of how Reece Lovegroves wants his team to play. I think the loose forward is being used as an extra pivot out wide, and he's splitting his loose forward on the right and his fullback on the left with the halves. But tonight, you know, I'm sure that combination will grow, but tonight it's just not worked.
Chisholm with a little kick over the top. Great take by Briscoe. Has he got the speed? Beats one. Tries to get away from a couple of defenders, and across comes Santi to bring him down.
I think he's another Craig who can hold his head up. Santi, he's put a big shift in on his first stint, and he's started his second lively too.
Yeah, has indeed. Some good strength from Hardcastle, pushing away a couple of defenders. He's got to the 40-metre line. Wildy's back on for Featherstone as well, and now it's to Lockwood. He was the one who set that platform for this excellent performance by Featherstone in the first half. To the left and to Ford. Ford skips away from one, tries to get that long arm free, can't do so, but he'll play the ball quickly. Wildy's at dummy half, doesn't need the second invitation, and he's gone through the line and just about clung onto by Santi. He's trying to get to his feet quickly. This is the last one. Dean on the front foot. He's going to step. Is he going to run? Is he going to kick? Gets the ball away. Gets the pass away. Off the wing come Keighley defenders. Just about did enough. Just had a little juggle with the ball.
Yeah,
Hendo
he did.
didn't he, as he tried to pass it.
I was just saying that off air there, that if he caught that catch cleanly, I think he put some releases his winger Briscoe into the corner, but that little juggle just did enough for the Keighley defenders to get themselves around him and lock that ball up, though. I think if he got a clean catch, it was try time for Briscoe in that corner.
Yeah, I think the running threat from Riley Dean is causing problems with his passing game now. He's come off his right and come off his left, and like you say, Endo, if Hardcastle catches that ball, he creates another try for his winger. Great play from that right edge of Featherstone.
Just about 10 minutes left in this one. 50 points to 0. If they've not stopped trying, have they? They've certainly not thrown the towel in. Take some credit from that as Gale on the front foot links with Chisholm. Chisholm steps back, tries to get round Lockwood and does so. Can he get away from Wildy? No, he can't. And Wildy and Lockwood coming back complete the tackle, but on the front foot the Cougars, and they'll go forward through Parker. Parker,
last tackle.
it's the last, and a little bit of miscommunication from the front rower.
We said about running it on the last, that's not what you want. You don't want your front rower charging it up the middle and standing it over in the middle. That's poor, especially when you're 50 points behind. You've got to use the ball, ask some questions. You've got, you know, two of the best kickers in the competition, you know, in Luke Gale and Dane Chisholm. You've got to use that attribute.
Absolutely. As the temperature just drops another couple of degrees. And
I think I'll get in the ice bath and get warmed up when I get home.
Penalty as Hankinson is dropped. Yeah, the cheetah chattering again, Kevin.
Oh, this guy, Kevin Brown. Yeah. Turn it up. Turn it up.
It's like Dumb and Dumber.
He's not just rubbing it in with his heated Keighley. He's just rubbing.
He's like Dumb and Dumber.
Did you not get that one?
He's got two pairs of gloves.
I'm going to go
well,
home. I'm going to go home and have an ice bath when I get home, just to. Yeah,
it's all about money. It's
one of your best.
It's all about money, Hendo. He's got it, me and you haven't. That's just the way it is. Fed inside the 20 again. Aikens down the short side, gets the pass away to Dare. Dare tries to get the ball away. It's hit the floor. Who's first to react? I think it's Keighley, and another opportunity there. Not saying they're a little bit sloppy, but I think they probably have taken the foot.
Well, at the end of the game, I think Reece Lovegrove will be looking for clips like that. You know, and that off Santi coming off his own line. Tough actions, the scrambling across. You know, they've won the penalty. That's what they're going to need. You know, energy and effort. You know,
yeah, because they're not going to play a team of this quality every week, Kev, are they?
No, correct. And it's them efforts that will get them the wins, get them the points. Tonight, it can almost feel like it's a waste of time. But it's the good actions, the good habits to get into. And like we said before, it's about building for next week now.
Yeah, absolutely. Keighley get to halfway. Away at Widnes next week are the Cougars. There's Chisholm. My friend Kyle will be there, Mr. Amo, on that one. Saw him yesterday, Hendo, did you?
I didn't get a chance to speak to him. I didn't get to see him before the game, no. I was obviously said his side did the job and got the result, unfortunately for us.
And we'll watch you next week on Viaplay Sports over at York as the ball hits the floor. Should be another good encounter as Story tries to skip away from a couple of defenders. Back to the middle of the field they'll go. Just a big carry from the big men towards the 20. This will be the last one. We talked about that kicking game. what do they have in the bag? And it's Chisholm this time, kicking towards the corner. Briscoe's under a bit of pressure. Briscoe does well, beats one, beats two. Can he get into some free space? No, he can't. Chisholm will make the tackle along with Santi. Just outside that 20. Wildey with the pass to Ford. Ford immediately linking on that outside, trying to get the ball to the edges really quickly. Featherstone, you can see, as we've alluded to all game, that Leon Price, Sean Long attacking philosophy of this team is down the short side. They go again and pink another 10 or 15 metres. Wildey out of dummy half. He's through.
Connor Jones.
Connor Jones, sorry, gets the pass away and it bounces off the head. Jonathan Ford.
Connor Jones is actually playing on the left wing now, and he's doing a decent job of it until he had to pass, make an offload like a winger.
If you remember last season, I think he had to deputise in the centre at one point, didn't he? Left centre a couple of games, didn't he?
Yeah. He's lively wherever he plays, isn't he?
He's solid player, good player.
He's got that pace, hasn't he? And if you've got pace, you can pretty much play anywhere, can't you, really?
No idea about
allegedly.
that.
I was going to say, I'm in your boat as well, Kevin. You were faster than me, so...
Wow.
So...
You weren't that slow, Craig, surely.
All right, let's go down to pitch side where we're going to get some analysis from our friend Leon Price. He's with Ross.
Leon Price, I mean, you couldn't have asked for a better start of assistant coach.
Yeah, it's great start for the boys so far. Really disciplined, professional performance. You know, and to be keeping them to nil so far shows you how much effort they're putting into defence. So yeah, you know, head coach Long will be really happy, and the boys are putting a real big shift.
And how are you going to improve on this one?
You know, well, I'm not too sure. We just take it game by game, and look at video, enjoy the win first, and then we'll move on to the next game.
Nice one. Thanks for your time, Leon.
Cheers, thank you.
That time shortly where we'll get the Viaplay man of the match, so Hendo and Kev can have a little think about who's going to get that one. We'll announce that shortly, but the kick over the top, Aikins, who's been good as well, really good at the back as Aikins, and he goes forward and he's tackled by Santi.
He certainly is. And a good player as Caleb Aiken this evening. But again, I think the whole team it's been a great team performance this evening for Featherstone. Everybody has played their part, everybody has done their job, they've understood their role, and that's one thing, you know, to say that, you know, new coaching teams come in, a few new recruits as well have come in. I just think they look quite cohesive. There's a really good understanding within the team of how they're playing, how they're defending, and I said a really good chemistry as well between the spine.
I completely agree, and it's been, you know, there has been some standout players, but to a man, it's been a very, very good team performance, and that's not often you see that round one. You know, you do normally see pockets of that, but you know, for large parts of this game, it's been very cohesive and threat all over the field.
Yeah, so we'll get to that man of the match in a minute. As down the short side comes Hankinson, tries a little chip over into the arms of the Keighley player, and Hankinson just belts him. Is it Luke Gale on that far side? Luke Gale comes up with the error, and when it's not your night, it's not your night, Kev.
Yeah, it was a bit of a poke. Haley's caught it and, you know, had his ribs bashed and dropped the ball. He's had a tough night. He'll get better from this. He's you know, we know the pedigree of that man on screen, Luke Gale. He's a fantastic player, and he will, you know, get that ring rust off.
Absolutely. Been there, done it, got the t-shirt at the top level.
Well, as I say, you don't win nothing in February, do you? It's round one. There's 26 more rounds to go. There's a long time.
Well, we saw this last year from Featherstone. Featherstone,
yep,
you know, annihilated Lee Centurions on the opening night, and we was waxing lyrical about them then. But you know, it's almost a different season when the sun comes out.
Yeah, mistake there from Hardcastle. Inside pass from Riley Dean. Right, guys, couple of minutes left.
Yep.
Who's your man of the match this afternoon? This evening, sorry.
I think we're both in agreement that it's the number 7 there, Riley Dean, for the Featherstone Rovers. I think Kevin and I have been very, very happy with his performance. It has been a team performance. You know, there's been a number of players that have stood out, but Riley Dean, I just think the way he's injected himself in the game, you know, the threat that he's possessed with the balls. You just see Keighley on the attack now.
Graham down the short side. He's going to try and get the ball back inside to Crooks. Lockwood's come across and brilliant play. And I think that sums up Lockwood's performance, Kev. He must have been in the picture for that man of the match. Obviously took a spell out as his rotation from the prop, but you know, covering tackle on a centre there.
Yeah, there was seven Featherstone players, you know, in the 78th minute chasing back, and yeah, Lockwood, very, very good game today. You know, all the pack. I thought Caleb Aikins and the centre Chris Hankinson, but yeah, completely agree with Hendo. I just think what Riley Dean's done, his composure, his kicking game, but the bits of skill when needed to break this game open, he's just looked a class above.
Atkins gets the ball away to Jones, who is on that wing. Can he get round this outside? No, he can't.
Good tackle.
Has he been tackled into touch? Yes, he has. And the winger on that far side, Ogaro, brings him down into touch. It'll be tackled there, and 50 points to nil. You know, obviously it's a shellacking, as John Keir would say, but you know, I do think as well that, you know, full credit to Keighley, because they have tried from minute 1 to minute 78 as we're in now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they've tried. I think there has been bits of effort and all, but I think, you know, we still don't really know what Keighley can do, because they've been so well beaten.
Absolutely, as Keswick with a little break up the middle of the field. Gale will jump into dummy half, gets the pass to his right-hand side, linking in with Chisholm into the arms of Crooks. Crooks steps inside, Briscoe's after him, and Briscoe will bring him down 25 metres away from Feth's line. Is there a final swan song for the Cougars to get their championship season try-scoring up and running? They've got a couple of minutes, or a minute and a half, sorry, to be able to do that. To the right-hand side, the pass is into the arms of Luke Gale, and he will be tackled 15 metres away from the line. It's a slow play of the ball, and Gale's gingerly back up to his feet. Out the back it goes to Young. He certainly would deserve a try, and he skips to his left. Tries to get away from man of the match Riley Dean, can't do so. Elijah Taylor is in there to complete the tackle. Still a couple remaining. Chisholm to Santi. Santi then straightens up. Yeh and Lockwood are there to make the tackle. Keswick at dummy half. Which way will he go? He goes to his right. Links in with Gale. Gale bullets the pass to the right-hand side to Ogaro. Can he step? He gets away from one, gets away from two, then tries to straighten up, but Featherstone will be adamant that they want to keep their try line score-free this evening. Keswick. Out the back it goes again to Gale. Gale further wide to Chisholm. Chisholm with the little kick. It bounces down. Is it back to one? Referee's going to say play on, and Riley Dean makes the tackle on Ben Crooks, but he hasn't waved the tackle count. There goes the hooter. There goes the hooter. Final score here, 50 points to nil. Quick sum of that up, Hendo.
Yeah, I think, look, fantastic performance here from Featherstone Rovers. Very professional, very disciplined. Yeah, a really good, complete team performance for me. I think they'll take plenty of confidence from that moving forward into next week. The Cougars, well, welcome to life in the championship. You know, disappointing result for them and performance overall at home in front of a good crowd here at Cougar Park. But I'm certain that as the season progresses and more time together and more exposure to this level of rugby league football, we'll see improvement in them.